routine. What will I say? Like
It's also the fear of missing out.
exactly. Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today here I have very special friends of mine that will be helping me break down the topic of self-growth, all these interesting topics that you have been wondering and wanting to know more about. So over here on my left, I have Suma.
Hello.
And then on my right side, I have Amisu.
Thank you.
So come back over here. The concept of a growing environment. What is your take on outgrowing friendships, relationships, etc.? Like what comes to your mind when you hear the term like outgrowing, and have you ever experienced it? How does it make you feel?
Well, in some certain way, yeah. Everybody has experienced it in every step in their life. So, outgrowing a friend doesn't necessarily mean like you just avoiding them or you cutting ties with them. It's just
True.
as if you are just to that point where if you're grown there and that person is down here, the pace at which you guys are growing, it's not
the same.
it's not the same. So you cannot say you're gonna hold back to wait your friend.
Just
You
to
have
make them feel better.
exactly. You have to go try to fulfill your dream, and they still remain your friends, right? But some certain things you have to like put yourself first.
True.
Putting yourself first doesn't mean like you.
There has to be bad blood. Like you can
Exactly.
just all move on happily.
Exactly.
I understand. Because for me, I feel the same way. Like it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. Like we don't talk. But then I personally, I don't know about you guys, but then personally, like I find it difficult to just. Okay, I find it easy to do to like cut people off when I feel like there's nothing that I'm benefiting from it. It's not even. It doesn't have to be about material stuff. But then you're not really adding value to me. Like as a friend, you're not there to support what I'm doing in whatever aspect be.
And in that line, like cutting people off, there are some certain, when you get to some certain level, there are some things that actually distract you
True.
from from achieving your actual goal. So if you see these are obstacles towards your goal, so there's nothing you can do. The only thing you can do is just try to just like cut them off. Move on. If I go there, tomorrow they still remain my friends. My friends are still my friends. But where I'm going, I have to achieve those goals first. If you're there as my friend, you're not growing. So there's nothing I can
And
do.
they're not even helping you. Like they pulling you back. It's like certain habits that you don't want to move from, and then now you stuck because you want to still be friends with Agnes, and then you it keeps, you know, it's like a circle. You keep going back and forth, and you can't
I've
really
had
succeed.
based on experience, it's not like a friend, but this is family wise. Like I have some of my relatives who kind of like call me all the time and try to say like you cut ties with us. It's not cutting ties. And I'm here, I'm studying, right? And I make sure I tell everybody like this is what I'm doing. Sometimes when call coming in, I'm studying, I have my assignment, I have to be doing all of these things. But some people don't really understand it.
They don't.
And they're kind of like, oh, you're not talking to me the way you used to. We're not this. You're kind of forgetting. No, it's not like that. I'm focusing on something. If I achieve those things, then in my spare time, I will. Oh, these are still my friend. I will come.
I think it's a very important aspect for us to understand, in the sense that sometimes the people that are limiting us can be very close friends. And it's not like they limit us intentionally. Sometimes they don't even know that they're limiting us.
No way.
Exactly.
But you knowing where you want to go, you can realize that the habits that my friends have or their lifestyle that they're living can be a hindrance to where I'm going. So I think it really comes back to you being honest with yourself.
And I think it just comes back to like making sacrifices. These are the sacrifices. Like you'd rather miss out on having that toxic, because I wouldn't call it toxic if it's not adding value to you, if it's not helping you, and then it becomes a problem. So now what about the people that can't really say no? They don't know how to say no.
They're not
They don't know how to
kind of they find it
yeah,
difficult
they
to let
can't
go.
say, can we go hang out? You know you have an assignment to do, you know you have a job tomorrow. Let's go drink, let's go have a party, let's come help me do whatever. And it's always about them and about them and about them. And despite knowing that you have your own life, like they don't even ask that much. Like, what do you do? Like, how do you say no? Because there are people that they find it hard to say no. Because if they do say no, like, they might not even say no, like it will take them forever just to say, no, I'll rather not because I have this. But then they'll rather put aside what they have to come and drink, and then the next thing you have deadlines to catch up on.
It's kind of like you have that like that. It's kind of like some people don't really like try to put their step back to try to, I don't know how to put it, like pleasing another their friend. So if you every time a friend calls you, you're ready to roll. Yeah, it's good. But if you have something to do, you have to like okay, I have work to do. I have deadline, and all of those things you cannot be successful without deadlines. If you work towards those deadlines, then you can be able to achieve those things. But if you kind of like procrastinating things every now and then how are you gonna conquer those things sometimes? It's good hanging out with friends, going drinking, but you have to
You really just have to know that there's time for everything.
And I think it also comes to the understanding of knowing that you can say no without necessarily having to explain yourself.
Exactly.
Come on, hell no, to the no.
And saying no is one of the things that is very difficult for many of us. Just to say no without explaining yourself, like why I can't go to attend some things. Just no is enough.
But here's the thing about me. Back then, at least not maybe I've learned or got in that habit to say, okay, no, without even giving an explanation. But then before, I was like, I'm so teen, what will I say? Like,
it was also the fear of missing out.
Exactly. You know, like, I need to give them a reason, and then I end up like telling them all these things that is not even necessary because I don't owe you that much at the end of the day. Yes, I can be your friend, there's time for everything. I need to respect what you're doing about you. I expect the same from you.
But you realize that many people, we allow other people to run our lives. In the sense that we always, whatever event that they plan, let's say for instance, Suma here plans his own things, and then he's always inviting me every time. And
yeah, having a little self-care.
Self-care. I'm self-caring.
Saraka, whatever.